Blue Electric Night. Blue Electric Night. Let's talk about that. I am experiencing a little bit of issue here. I'm starting this recording second time round because there's a sort of a unjoining of thoughts happening in my system. Either I'm not getting fully into the channel where things just flow. I feel my mind, I sense or experience my mind a bit jumpy. My head interprets that as unfocused. The abundance, the night, the abundance. We are accompanied today by the warrior and the skywalker, and interestingly we are guided by the hand. Now I said yesterday that in this wave spell, the red dragon, we meet the hand, knowing, accomplishment and healing is what the blue hand represents. We're meeting it on the 7th day, the resonant tone. And it's very, very important feature on this wave spell. And the night comes with its three companions, the skywalker in the opposite position, antipodal. So what does that mean? It's stabilized by the spirit of exploration, the abundance, the dream time, the intuition. The intuition needs to communicate with the skywalker. The skywalker needs the intuition, as we as humans are, as we evolve, skywalkers. A skywalker is the mind itself, the third dimensional mind, call it monkey mind, whatever mind is. I can't quite quote what the figures are, but it's very limited in its processing power. Whereas the unconscious mind or the subconscious mind is not exactly unlimited, but by comparison, 25 bits per minute versus 100,000 bits per minute or something like that. I don't know what the numbers are, but it's a huge difference. And we need that dream time, the unconscious, to energize, electrify, link. Tone 3 today, electric is its name. Linking, service, connecting. There's a third term for it now that connecting, linking is the same thing, but there's something else. Electric, electrifying. It gives it gives power to the rebirth. It's like, what is this dragon wave spell? And here I notice am I waffling? I feel unfocused. I can sense how my judgment of myself is coming up. There is a little voice in my head that says stop it and start over, and there's another voice that says no, you don't stop it and you don't start over, you just run with this now and share this moment of seeming confusion, which is part of the abundance. And maybe there's wiring in my head where my logical, analytical mind is trying to control the situation and not giving myself full permission to drop into abundance, into the channel of the hand, who is both guide and channel. Tone 7 stands for channeling in this wave spell. So the hand is really exactly what should be guiding me today. And what should be guiding this session. The analog power, the best friend, the complement is the warrior. It stands for fearlessness. Serving consciousness, serving the light. What is the light? Can we define that? Reality, can we define that? Abundance, can we define that? Dreamtime, can we define that? It's so elusive, and And the recording I just did delete, though I am starting this over a second time, but I kind of got stuck on the part where I wanted to talk about feeling a little bit limited in the paradigm of the third dimension only, but we're breaking out of that. I am of a generation that was born deeply still into that paradigm and surrounded by no one but people who completely lived in that paradigm and who to this day have maybe budged a fraction off of it. So my head thinks, "Are you sound like a victim? What are you doing?" But I'm not sure what I am, or I'm trying to explain something, to put context to something. So breaking open this paradigm into something that I know has is a part of reality, whatever reality is. It's very limited. The image that comes to mind is living on an arm of a clock, and you can sort of see there's a second arm, and maybe there's a third arm, the minute arm, the hour arm, and the second arm, right? The seconds, the arm for the seconds. That's all you can be aware of, those two other arms maximum, if even. But you don't know what you're doing, you don't know that you're part of a clock, you can't see the clock face, and if you see the numbers there, you don't understand what they are, da 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 da. So if anyone comes along, it's like, and negates it, it's like this, the common analogy for this is two-dimensional flatlanders. Flatlanders is the word. Oh, I noticed today my brain, not my brain, but some part of my mind is really not online, and another part is trying to take over. I don't know how many parts there are. Something is not online, something else is neither online either. So there's like, it feels to me as if there's like this battle for dominion here, and part of that is I'm a little bit stressed at the moment. So that stress is having pretty real ramifications in my mind. Now, I want to veer off the topic completely for what I've spoken about, because I want to just share something that is really very, very current in me at the moment. It's been going on for a week or two or more. I'm not sure. It doesn't matter, but it's because it's going on right now. Is it timeline splitting I'm feeling? Is it, I feel, if I had to explain it in terms of the Tzolk'in, taking it into the extended now of the red dragon wave spell, I give myself permission to have an extended now, 13 days, but the energies are always now. It has the antipode position furthest away from itself, the blue monkey, the inner child, the illusionist, the magician. And if in shadow, or in its shadow, or it brings out where the inner child has been hurt, and has created a world of illusions because it wasn't explained reality, so it creates its own reality. I could take this now to the third culture kid story. I'm not going to. Note beside, whatever. But where I'm heading is, I can feel both the dragon and the monkey. And the dragon, I feel, and I want to tie it with the wind from yesterday and the duality, polarity theme of it. Spirit versus human, human versus spirit, both belong together, both are almost the same. Well, let's not go there, Tatiana. And today, then, abundance, night, dreamtime, intuition on the electric tone. That's the one timeline, and it feels nurturing. It feels like something new is being born. That something new is as old as I am anciently old, eternal. It's the understanding, the very deep understanding of how what I focus on I bring into being. How creation works, how the connection to spirit works, all of it in alignment, all of it very, when I go into that field, I can feel its resonance. It calms me. It's peaceful, it's calm, it's certain, it's free, it's not needy, it's able to give, it's able to be patient, it's wide, it's a wide field, etc. It's a very lovely, positive field. At the same time, I have this I experience a drag into the opposite of that, the monkey. Now, the monkey is also the playful child, the healthy child, curiosity and all of that, but I'm feeling the shadow aspect of it. Negative faith, lack consciousness, droopiness, fearfulness, isolation, blah, 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 blah. I don't have to highlight those anymore. Its path here, parallel to the mother, is yesterday, where it's a dragon monkey, and then wind human, the yellow human, is, if the monkey is already in the shadow, the human will be in the shadow. So my ego, my fears as a human come out, my free will gets twisted. It isn't fully twisted because I'm feeling both of them parallel. I'm not unconscious. This is the weird thing. But as soon as I kind of let go of the dragon timeline, let's put it that way, I drop into the shadow of the monkey timeline. And then today, it's the Skywalker. Now, the Skywalker should be exploring playfully my humanity, the magic of being human, the possibilities of being human, etc. That's what the Skywalker does. If I'm in the dragon timeline, aided by the warrior today, the abundance, fearlessly facing, asking questions, looking for the light. I mean, it's fearlessness, and the warrior stands for a couple of things. I'd have to look them up now. I don't want to, because I don't want to get that deeply into it right now. But the dream time, if I'm in Shadowland, my dreams can easily turn into nightmares. And the illusion is the monkey, if it's in illusion, if it's in its own shadow, it will believe the nightmares to be real. It will believe the illusion of quote-unquote negative stuff. It will just believe it's real, that there's real danger out there, because maybe once there was, maybe there wasn't. In the psychology of polyvagal theory, or of whatever, where we talk about the inner child, or where we try to understand how the nervous system once upon a time regulated itself while we were children, causing safety for the child by adjusting fight, flight, fawning, or freeze response, one of the four, polyvagal theory. It kind of sort of helped the child survive. The same mechanisms as an adult are the problem. So we need to learn new mechanisms. And within that context, it is often said that, yes, it was dangerous. Your life did depend on it as a kid. I'm not sure that's always true, because if I wouldn't have been killed. My parents wouldn't have not fed me. They wouldn't have left me to die. But for some reason, this primitive, no, wrong word, but whatever it is that's caused us in this early childhood or in childhood to pull relatively strongly, or to whatever degree, into these defense mechanisms, and to make them automatic, self-existent, And in the sun wave spell, the night today, for example, is self-existence on tone 4, since it runs like, one tone before the dragon wave spell. And it's so significant because the dragon herself, I call her a she, dragon mama, is the medicine and occult power of the sun, and the sun is the medicine and occult power of the dragon mama. So they are very, very intimately linked. And she is the challenge. The lunar dragon is the polarity position in the sun wave spell. So everything is one tone further. If you're not familiar with how the system works, ignore this part. If you are familiar with it, you get it. So the night in my birth or my life wave spell is on tone 4, self-existing. So my dream time is a complete reality, and therefore to most people they do. And to consciousness, consciousness doesn't, or my conscious, these are very difficult words because consciousness means something different to different people. I would have to explain now how I'm using that word, which is just tedious. I'm hoping to be understood in the concept I'm trying to relay. The monkey, the child, when it's gone into these defense mechanisms and made them automatic, fixed them, and runs them on autopilot. And when shit runs on autopilot, we don't get a chance to check, is this still appropriate? Because it kind of runs in the background. It's like my body does with the food I put into it, what it does with it. I can't go in there and say, is this appropriate? Are you doing the right things with the food I'm eating? I don't know how to do that. So it's the same with the unconscious. I can only go by the shadows I see around me or by the projections. And then I can't even tell, is it a projection? Because to this child, the projection looks real. It takes an outside view often to determine whether what I'm seeing is real or a projection. Such a difficult topic. Oh my gosh, I find that such a difficult topic. Anyhow, below the occult power of this night today is the mirror, which is also the analog friend of the dragon. So here comes a little help from the side wing. Truth. And it sits underneath the night, underneath the electric night, tone 3. It sits on tone 11, spectral, because the main kin and the occult together add the tones add to 14. 3 plus 11 is 14. So the spectral mirror is the truth that helps dispel the dream or the illusion. It helps release whatever doesn't serve the dream, whatever doesn't serve the intuition, whatever doesn't serve the nurturing qualities of the subconscious. And in the subconscious, in dream time, everything exists, but it is dream time, but in light there is no opposite. So the opposite is actually the illusion. And in a way, we cannot describe the opposite of existence. Doesn't exist. Non-existence doesn't exist. So non-existence exists. So now how far down the rabbit hole are we going? But if you get my meaning, it's like this duality, the lunar tone. That's why the lunar tone is so important. And I'm realizing how that has to be linked. The polar opposites cannot be merged into one. They do exist as one. They come from one, so they can be merged and lose their own existence. But in existence, everything exists, so therefore they also exist as individual points. So I'm obviously feeling a lot better communicating right now. Analyzing this makes me feel really good. I love doing this. It's my way of communicative bypassing. I'm bypassing this heaviness that I've been feeling. I feel a lot lighter. I'm getting goosebumps. Now I'm asking myself, am I bypassing or am I actually using my own medicine to heal something, am I drowning in that heaviness that I've been feeling, that shadow timeline of the monkey, where the Skywalker today does not explore truth, explores heaviness, and the illusion of the monkey, since I'm in Shadowland then, in that timeline, sees my heaviness as real. My dark fantasies, my lack, my feeling threatened, whatever, it just experiences that as real. Is it real? And here comes a part of my mind and says, it's as real as you believe it is, as everything. That's the point of dream time. We decide what's real. We are co-creators. And in our own life, nobody's going to come and say, this is real and this is not. I mean, yeah, 3D real, yes, but, you know what I mean? It's like we still the last instant that has to decide. And I get very hard on myself when I notice that I'm not rising to the occasion. I'm drooping. I keep slipping. And I seem to feel really comfortable there. So why do I keep slipping if I'm not comfortable there? That's questions the warrior gets to ask. The yellow warrior stands for asking questions. In my books, it does not stand for answering those. And I found that very, very healing and very soothing for myself the day I made that distinction for myself, or I discovered that part of my truth, that the aspect of me that asked the question can ask the question, the warrior, doesn't have to concern itself with the answer. The answer comes from whenever, wherever, whatever. It takes a lot of pressure out of the equation. Because I used to get quite frustrated, like, here's the question, I want the answer now, I want to understand it, I want to be able, I want this, I want that, I want, ego, yellow human, boom, an ego, shadow human, whom we had yesterday, the antipode. In the antipode position, it can be the shadow position, very easily understood, like understand it. For healthy functioning, you may need to understand the shadow position, and the shadow position is just that which a thing is not, or that which has been suppressed as negative, but it isn't at all negative, it just is. So, yeah, long story short, I should be cutting now. Any loose ends? I feel a relief in myself for having analyzed this through. My analytical mind part is feeling satisfied. I am very curious now to see how the day progresses from here. Whoever's listening, thank you for listening. Whoever was speaking, I thank myself for speaking. I thank myself for listening to this later, if I do. I've had a good time exploring the topic, and I hope I haven't left any loose ends, and if I have, then so be they. Aho.